or you can unmute yourself. Just tap on your phone. The little microphone will come up and you can mute yourself. And if you're on your computer, then you should have those options down at the bottom with your video. I love having video on. If at all possible, if you're modest, put your video on because I would love to see your faces. It just makes it more real for everyone if we can see each other, even if you're at a basketball game, DeCray. Cool with that. Even if you're in curlers or your pajamas, it's okay. Other than if you're immodest, got it. So I'd love to see your faces. And I think everybody else would too. And just know this, I do have things prepared and things that I want to share with you, but this is really for you and about you. And what are the possibilities for you within doTERRA, whether that's creating a little extra income to be able to get your oils paid for, or if that's to create a sustainable part-time or full-time income. And how can you go about doing that? And what resources do we have available for you to participate? So I have a little chat thing here. Hold on. I have too many screens up. Okay. So we're gonna get started. I talk fast. So if at any time something you want clarity on, you can either post it in the chat and we'll make sure that we get it answered. Or you can raise your hand, unmute your mic, whatever. Or you can save it to the end because I'll have like at the end time for Q&A. And so you can write down whatever your questions are. And I just want to make sure that I'm providing for you what you need to know and what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and get started. For those who don't know me, I am Stacy Paulson. You can read some stuff there about me. And what we're known for is helping purpose-driven individuals and families unlock their greatest possibilities and achieve ultimate freedom. That's what we love, and that's why we love doTERRA, whether that's with health, finances, just freedom from being held back by maybe some false beliefs about ourselves. I love that. We believe also that we have more potential than we ever thought possible. And our intention is to help you see the potential and what's possible in your life, your health, and in a business like this. So we often work with individuals and families who want to make a bigger impact in their families and in the world, but feel maybe stuck either in a job or a life or in a health challenge that isn't giving them the financial freedom and flexibility that will help them to live their greatest potential. And so that's actually where Jessica found herself when I met her about 10 years ago. Some of you know Jessica, some of you don't, so I'm going to just quickly tell you that she was struggling with mastitis after having her third little girl. And her husband was also facing some back challenges, back pain from basketball injuries and stuff. And she was kind of stuck in this job that she hated. She had a terrible boss, and she was feeling guilty and kind of torn between her job and being a present parent. And that's exactly where I found myself. How many years is that? 10, 12 years ago. Is in a place where I was feeling stuck, a little bit hopeless because I was having health challenges that I was using traditional means to try to relieve, and I wasn't moving forward in my life. And because of that, I felt that my family was struggling, that my relationships, I was feeling a lot of guilt. I also had an online business at that time and just feeling like I wasn't able to show up as my best self. And so I was in this point of feeling not a lot of hope because I didn't know what options were out there for me until one day when I was standing in this hayfield with my friend Elise and her family. Were flying kites and I started having allergies. And she came up to me with an essential oil. So back then I had never heard of them. I had no idea what they were. And I just put a couple of drops of that oil on my finger and rubbed across the bridge of my nose. And within minutes, my allergies had cleared up. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how it worked. But what it did for me that day is that it opened my heart and my mind up to the possibilities that there was something better for my life. And I realized that there were things out there that I wasn't aware of that could help me. And I also realized that I could take control of my health, as well as my life and my finances. I realized we all have these superpowers that will allow us to create whatever it is that we're wanting more of in our life, and do it in a way that brings ease, excellence, and enjoyment. And so that's what I discovered from some of my journey. And I'll be sharing a little bit more about that as we go along and how that applies to, other aspects of doTERRA. And so what we're going to be going over here is these points.
Stacey?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're fine.
At least on my screen, it's getting cut off on the right side. So it's person reflect rather than personal reflection.
Same here, Stacey.
So you're seeing like only part of the screen.
Right.
Mine too.
Oh, so sad. Can you see it all now?
Yeah.
There we go. Good. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Can you still see it now?
We can see the whole screen now.
Perfect. I drag it too far off of my screen. Thanks for letting me know instead of at the end of the thing, right? So we're going to just be going over some of the trends that are going on right now. Also, challenges that are going on in the world right now and how we can turn those into opportunities. We'll cover some personal reflection, give you some time to be thinking about what it is that you want so you can share that with me and with us. Also, I'll just do a quick doTERRA overview and what the possibilities are, and then we have what's called the Begin Mentoring Program, and I will touch on that and how you can apply for it if this feels like a good fit for you. Okay, so what I love is looking at trends in the world, because the trends will tell you what people are interested in, what's going on. And one of the trends right now is that essential oils are the fastest growing industry in the world. And what does that say? What do you think that means if it's the fastest growing industry in the world? To me, that says that people are wanting them. They're looking for them. And if you look at the trends, back 1950s, most people went to mom and pop shops to buy their goods. Like most small communities have their general store, and they would go to these stores to buy their goods. And then what happened with Sam Walton and Walmart? There started to be this trend of creating these supermarkets, right? Where they had food and clothes, and like everybody was going to these supermarkets. And so there was this trend moving in that way. And they're still there, but we have a new trend where people are, hey girl, buying online. It has been moving that way, but really 2019, and then with the pandemic, 2020, people are online. Like everything is online. Apps and ordering and coming to your door, or driving up and they're bringing it to you, but things are online. And you see that with Amazon. You see that with just so many things that are going on. That's the trend. And what's interesting, if you go to Google Trends and you do searches there and you're looking at essential oils, you'll find that people are looking specifically for doTERRA essential oils. And that's another trend. Another trend to be thinking about is this trend of, it really began heavily in 2019, of people looking to go buy direct, right? They want to know where they're getting these things from. And cutting out the middleman, because it cuts out costs, but it can also help you to have a better understanding of the products that you're using. So there's this trend to buy direct, buying direct from people through Amazon, through Alibaba, Etsy. People are making their things and we can buy them directly from who's manufacturing those things. And that's something that's not going to be going away. Another trend that's important to look at is this trend of holistic wellness. And not just like, I'm thinking health, but also within your whole life. And you've seen this as through this pandemic, a lot of people are doing homeschooling, they're having to deal with relationships. So like looking at your whole life. And there's this movement towards being more responsible for taking care of yourself. There is this push towards preventative type medicine and not just reactive medicine. That we go to the doctor after we're sick. We're looking at ways to keep ourselves out of the doctor, right? And looking for ways to keep ourselves off of prescription medications and trying to prevent addictions and side effects. Like there is this trend and that's not going away for people who are looking for those things, right? And again, what's interesting is during all of this, we've been very prepared. Those who have been a part of doTERRA were very prepared for the pandemic. They had things in their home to take care of their health. They've had many people financially. I know our business has flourished through this pandemic. because there are these people who are looking for natural ways to take care of their health, and that was kind of a push to take it more seriously, right? So that's another trend to be thinking about. And then the last trend I want to share with you, and you can go look up this article if you want in Forbes, 5 business opportunities perfect for 20-somethings, but it's actually like anybody. And this is going along with the trends of the times, that people are looking for alternative ways to create income. So that might be online content creation. They recommend direct sales, network marketing, real estate, coaching, senior services. I look at those and I go, a lot of times it takes a lot of skill or education, additional training to be able to do those things, or it takes resources like real estate, coaching, again, experience, education to be able to do some of those things. Senior services, not totally up my ballpark, but there are options out there that people are trending at looking at alternative ways to take care of their finances, right, in a different way. So we're going to come back to those trends and how doTERRA ties into that really well in addressing a lot of those trends. But then I want to be thinking about, what are some of the challenges you faced during this pandemic? Like, just post them, put them in the chat or unmute yourself and give us some of the things that you faced as a challenge in the past year. Oh, I don't know why I'm not seeing them. I think I'm seeing one person. It's funny. Heather, I can only see your direct messages. Is that funny?
You want us to just
maybe shout them out if you see them, because for some reason I'm not seeing them. What have been some of the challenges in the past year? For you, family members, friends, people that you know, what have been the challenges?
Oh yeah, seeing family.
Seeing family, yeah. So some isolation.
Yeah.
Lots of isolation.
Yeah. So there's been too much family, too much togetherness, causing relationship problems. And then others where you're not connected, you're not able to see, not able to be present, especially for you super social people, right? Those extroverts might be lacking in that area.
When you're single, you don't see people as much, so you're isolated quite a bit. So that's my job. That's where I've been all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for a new something.
Yep. Segal posted, lack of freedom to travel, fly easily to see family and team in Israel. Yeah. Yep.
Normal stress reduction strategies don't work, because you can't go out to the movie and escape, or go to coffee with your friends, things like that.
Right.
So normal stress reduction stuff and exercise has to be required.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're probably seeing it a ton. So for those who don't know Debbie, she's a therapist. And so I'm sure you're seeing it yourself, right, with you and your family, the stresses, but then also hearing it from the people that are coming in and seeing you. Yeah. Homeschooling teenagers and working. Oh, I'm right there with you. What a joy.
Yeah.
Safety at work. Yeah, Heather. So she works in healthcare industry, right? Lots of exposure, things going on there. Less massages. Yeah. Yeah. So lots of different, even just little things and big things that were impacted. A lot of people financially. Just had a friend who said that her husband's getting laid off from his healthcare job, that they're starting to downsize. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that as we're moving into this next year. That the government's been trying to prop it up, but you can only really do that for so long. That there's a lot of industries and a lot of companies that just aren't, they're not in such a position that they're going to be able to sustain this, right?
Right.
So some of those uncertainties have caused a lot of things. This is 2.2 million women have left the workforce, and that was between February and October. And that's tragic. And think of how that's impacting those individuals, those families, right? And I think that even though you've seen a decline in that, our unemployment rate is still well above what it was pre-COVID. And we just don't really understand what the impacts are going to be as we continue forward. So there's a lot of people who are living in uncertainty, and whether it's with health things or financially, or with relationships, mental health, there's just a lot of things going on. So another thing to be thinking about So I'm kind of prepping you as we're going to be bringing in the doTERRA is this whole idea, like the 21st century plan, for most people is this 40-40-40 plan. Many of you know what it is, where you work 40 hours a week for 40 years of your life and you retire on about 40% of your income. And I don't even know if it's going to be 40% of your income with, where Social Security is at, where a lot of people don't have pensions like they used to have pensions, or retirement plans with companies, because a lot of people used to work for the same company for many, many years. And the trend has been that you change jobs every 2 to 3 years now, right? One second, I have a little girl that, yes, it's going to be like a while. Why don't you go find Jar? Sorry, I'm boring. Sorry. So this is an old plan. This is not a plan that works like it used to work for our grandparents, right? That you'd be taken care of in retirement. There's a lot of people, and maybe you're one of them, that you're worrying about retirement. What do I have for retirement? And the 21st century plan is different. For those who have read, Robert Kiyosaki's works, Cash Flow Quadrant, he really talks about the business of the 21st century. And this really blew my mind. Like, once I got this concept, I wanted to shift from how I was perceiving taking care of ourselves financially. And so if you're not familiar with it, I'm just going to explain it quickly, that there's really 4 types of people or places where we could be on this quadrant. The 40-40 plan, the traditional thought is being an employee. And there's nothing dishonorable about being an employee at all. But this is where most people are. 95% of people are in this place where they are an employee. And the challenge with just being an employee and not having something else is that you are, you're not in control of your time, right? Like, your job, your employer will tell you when to work, when to show up, how much you get paid, all of that, but you're not in control of that. And so you don't have much time freedom, and that your time is equal to dollars. So if you work an hour, you get paid for the hour. So there's no leverage with your time. Now, what's nice is if you're able to move into this next quadrant, a lot of people will move into this quadrant down here where you're self-employed. And so now you own a job. And so, which can be nice because you can earn more and have a little bit more control over some things, but you also don't have leverage with your time, because if you don't work, you don't get paid still. So that would be like a doctor, right? I have to perform in order to get paid. And so there's not any leverage with your time. The nice thing is if you can move over to that right side of the quadrant, because this is where you can create some time freedom and be able to leverage your time, and also leverage maybe other people's time. So being a business owner is a little bit different than owning a business. If you're being self-employed, when you own a business, you might have systems in place or employees in place where you don't have to be there. And so you might be leveraging somebody else's time, or you're leveraging systems. And especially in today's world where we can leverage technology to create systems, that this can free up your time and create additional income. So you might work once and you get paid over and over and over again. So if somebody writes a book, you could get paid over and over and again for that book. And this is where doTERRA comes in. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but you can move into this place where you have an opportunity to work and put forth effort, but you're gonna get paid over and over again for that instead of just once, right? So, but that's only about 5% of people see this or move into that quadrant. And this is where time freedom comes. This is where wealth generation comes. This is where that financial freedom can come if you're able to see yourself moving over into this space. And then an investor is where you're taking money and you're making it work for you. So whether that's you're investing in real estate, stocks, bonds, you're using your money as the leverage. And so that's another way. And so often people will move through this. And that's what I was able to do. I was an employee, and then I created my own job and I was self-employed. And then with doTERRA, it's been a business owner, and I have systems in place so I don't have to be working an hour to get paid, or sell the next thing to get paid. And because we create such an income, we're able to now invest that excess into other things, whether it's people, whether it's into stocks, bonds, other things. So I want you to understand that because it's super powerful. Most people don't know this, but once you get it, then you're looking for, well, how can I move myself over into that right side of the quadrant? Now, this is where I want you to be thinking about what is it that you want? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Do you have a plan B? Because I know a lot of people through this pandemic haven't had a plan B, that they weren't thinking about, oh, getting laid off, or, you know, what would I do if, right? Maybe they don't have certain reserves, or what if my job just goes away? So what is your plan B? Have you ever considered entrepreneurship? What are your dreams? What do you want for your health, for your finance, community, impact, right? I want everyone who's on to type at least one thing. What is one thing that you are wanting more of? Put that in the chat. So I know what is it that is kind of driving you. You have stability. Time freedom. Time freedom without a reduction in income. Yeah, right? Yeah. So like Debbie you're in that model of you perform a service and you get paid, right? So in order to make more, you have to either put more time in, or you're gonna have to get paid more per hour, right? Or per session, or whatever that is. Yeah. I get it.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Time freedom while income is streaming while I'm not at work. Amen, right? Financial stability, independence, health freedom, financial freedom. Yeah, Carmen, what do you mean by health freedom?
Just be able to know exactly what to do for, not be dependent on, not that I don't like doctors, but not just be totally dependent on them. Be able to know and understand what my health issues are, be aware of, not just for myself, but for my family, and just be able to know what to do, not have to depend on someone else all the time to help me out.
Yeah. I'm sure there's others on here feeling that same way. We have financial security, freedom, residual income, pay off debt. That can be huge, especially if that debt becomes overwhelming, like the stress that can cause. So I can write a book, develop programs, ride horses. That sounds so liberating. Security. Yeah, pay off debt, less worries, financially secure, financial freedom to help others. Yeah, I love that. To be able to help others. And that's a lot of times what happens is when you're able to help yourself and get in that place. Not that we can't give as we are, whatever income level that we're at, but we definitely can give far more when we have a greater income. So more lives can be impacted in that way. Okay, so with those things in mind, one of the things that I want to talk about with doTERRA is this active distribution system. And what is nice about, if we're thinking about cash flow quadrants and moving into being not just self-employed, but being a business owner, is that doTERRA has created a system to where you can be a business owner because they've created the systems for you. So they have the distribution, they have the supply of essential oils, they make sure that the quality is there, they will do the shipping, they collect the taxes, they have the website, like they have all of the systems in place for you, which you could go out and create your own business and create those systems, but it's going to take a lot of money, it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to take education to figure all of that out. And what I love with this is that they've created a business in a box for people, so you don't have to worry about those things. So what I also like is that it addresses some of those trends that are going on, that people are looking to buy directly from the source. With doTERRA's source to you and co-impact sourcing, we get them directly from the source. There's no middleman. We're not buying oils from a broker. They will tell you exactly where every single bottle of oil comes from, and you can hear the stories of where these come from. So there's quite a connection, factory direct and cutting out the middleman. And we promote these through education. So it's helping people already looking for natural ways to take care of their health, which is that trend, right? That we are helping connect those people with the product directly. That they don't have to come to us and buy it. We don't have a big stock of supply that we're going to be shipping out to people and managing all of that. That we are just connecting people through education to where they can purchase the oils directly. And we duplicate entrepreneurs. So that's what is incredible about this system, is that when you are self-employed, you have you. And even if you get employees, They're just working for you, you know, you pay them hourly wage, whatever. But when you build an organization with doTERRA, all of a sudden now you have other people who are doing exactly what you're doing. And I've often thought of this as, well, kind of like if you were, I love Amazon Prime, but I should probably get rid of it. Amazon Prime. And what happens is, if I were to refer you to Amazon Prime and you start now purchasing stuff through Amazon, and if every single time you made a purchase, I got just a small kind of kickback because I was the one that introduced you to Amazon Prime. That's almost how it works with doTERRA, is that people within your organization, so if you introduce someone to doTERRA and they get their own account, you'll just earn a small percentage every time that they purchase, and it goes from there. And if they introduce other people, then you'll earn a small percentage there. And it creates this big system to be able to leverage your time. So it's not every time I have to go sell a bottle of oil to get paid, because you have this system in place where it's almost like you're just receiving a little bit of a referral fee because you introduce some people and then they've introduced some people, and it continues to grow like that. So I love that. Also with the trend of people buying online, that people just go to their back office in doTERRA, they just place their order and it shows up to their door, right? That they're not having to go down to Whole Foods to go find something and try to figure it out, whatnot. And that we have educational systems right in place, so that if people don't know what to do, like, what do I do with these oils, or how do I use this, or I have this going on, what could I use to support my body in this way, that those systems are in place to get that education. Like, I can't go to Target and they're going to have like the educational system in place for the products that are in their store, right? I just got to figure it out. But I love that we can support people so that they really can be addressing some of these things that are important to them. Okay, so how is doTERRA a great vehicle for helping with a lot of things that you've mentioned there, that financial freedom, retirement, time freedom, health freedom? So number one, the biggest thing with doTERRA is their effectiveness. And that's the reason why they are the largest essential oil company in the world. Not just because they have beautiful marketing or something, it's because they work. So doTERRA has a 65% retention rate, which is unheard of in network marketing, because most companies, people will buy their products consistently about 10% or less of the time. So what that means is, if I were to introduce 100 people to doTERRA and they got their own account, 65% of those people would make a purchase on a regular basis. And so for me as a business owner, that's great. Because if I were in a different company and I introduced 100 people and they were introduced to a certain product and only 10 of those people made a purchase on a regular basis, that's a huge reduction in my income. But I think even greater, it speaks to the quality of the product. So with doTERRA, people are loving the products because they're giving them results. So the next thing is proven. So doTERRA is a $1 billion company. They reached that within 7 years. They had the same growth rate as Apple. And what I also love is that they're in so many countries, over 120 countries worldwide. So your business could be global. You have friends or family in different countries, you can help them in those countries. I know Sigal has a growing team of people in Israel, right? She doesn't live in Israel, she's in California, yet she can have an impact on people globally. And so that's another great thing. Also that they're debt free, which means stability, that they're only owners. It's not a corporation where they have stockholders that hasn't been incorporated. And so they're not beholden to stockholders wanting their payout, right? That they can make choices based on what they feel is best for the company, best for the producers of the oils, as well as the consumers of the oils. And then the third is that they're changing lives around the world. If you haven't gone to search co-impact sourcing, I recommend you do that. But that is where the people who are growing these oils, their lives are being impacted, because oftentimes they're in third world countries, developing countries, where this is providing a livelihood for them and their families. And doTERRA will go in, and if they don't have schools or clean water or medical facilities, doTERRA will help support those communities where these oils are being grown, so that they will have what they need so that their families can be taken care of. So every time you purchase a bottle of essential oil from doTERRA, somebody's life is being changed on the other side of the bottle. And I think that's really important for us to understand, really the impact that we can make, especially as most of us on this are pretty well off compared to a lot of people in developing countries and what impact that we can make on their lives. So for those who are on, I don't know, because I know people who come on these have all different levels of essential oil knowledge. So I'm going to briefly just go through just a couple of slides just to share what essential oils are and a couple of oils that are most popular, and go with that. And you're welcome to post, like, what are some of your favorite oils and what do you use them for? Yeah, so my dream is to do an act of kindness, like buying very easily a car to someone that needs a functioning car. That would be awesome, right? To be able to create such an income that you can pay it forward in that way. So essential oils are essentially just plant extracts, and they're 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. So they're highly effective if they're extracted in such a way that you keep that potency and you keep the purity, so that when you use them, you're going to get that more of a therapeutic medicinal effect. So many people have used peppermint essential oil in some form or fashion, or smelled peppermint or had peppermint tea. So doTERRA's peppermint would be equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. That's how concentrated it is. For those who have used it, it opens your airways. It's great for focus, for energy. It's great before a cardio workout. It's great for that head tension. It's amazing. And, just rub it on your joints, rub it on your muscles. Post what are some of the things that you've used it for. Some of those things I can't say out loud because I'm not compliant. I'm trying to be compliant verbiage. So you've used adaptive for anxious feelings. So that's a blend of oils. Serenity is great for sleep. So there are blends that doTERRA creates. They put different essential oils together to create these blends that do specific things, are targeted for specific things. Another favorite and well-known oil is lavender. So lavender is known for all things calming. So think calming skin. So if you have maybe a rash or something going on with your skin, you can put it on. If you got a sunburn or just a regular burn, curling iron burn, it is great to just put it on. It can help with the healing process, take away the pain, cooling it off a little bit. If you're having troubles falling to sleep at night, or maybe one of your kids, you're in this crazy world, right? And there's a lot of stresses. Lavender is one that can just be very calming to the mind. And there's 3 ways that we use doTERRA essential oils. One, it would be aromatically, so we just breathe them in. The second way you can use them is topically, so you're putting them on. And then the third way with doTERRA oils, because of the quality oils that they have, that most of them you can use internally, and you just read the label on there. It will tell you if you can use it internally or not. And so that's, most people, what they do is they get a stash of oils and also some type of book or app that tells them how to use them, right? What do I use for what? Or I have this oil in my on my shelf, like, what do I use it for? You can just look it up. It's pretty easy. So living with autonomy, that would be, Carmen, you talk about, I want this health freedom. That is what happened, I feel, for me and my family. So over 10 years ago, where I was having these health challenges and not really knowing what to do, and having that experience in the hayfield, right, where I had something that cleared up my allergies, and it just brought the possibility of what other oils are out there, or what other things are out there that could support my health. So I could have health freedom. So I wouldn't be tied to, feeling terrible and always looking for the next thing to, like, prop myself up a little bit until I crash again, and have things just right on hands at my fingertips that I'm confident in, and that I'm seeing that they're working not just for me, but they're working for our kids. And so for the past 10 years, that's what we have used for our healthcare, that we haven't needed to go and do some of those traditional things, just because we have these things on hand and have been really prepared in that way for things that come up. And so that's why most people will start with a kit of oils. So now we're going to move into a little bit of the compensation plan with doTERRA. And I know there's some of you who are just, you're wanting to maybe share oils in a way that you can earn enough to get your oils paid for. Awesome. And there will be others of you who are wanting to create just an additional income, where maybe it's paying for your mortgage, maybe it's paying off some debt, or you're saving for a vacation. And then there's others of you who you want this to be your full-time thing. Like, you want, like, the sky is the limit. And that's where I was at. I'll share a little bit. Oh, I didn't share my story about that. But here's what happened to my slides. Sorry, this is like a side note. So I was putting together my slides today, and our internet went really junky. And I think kids were on the internet, and it wasn't saving the slides, which I thought it was. And then I went back to it, and most of them were gone. So I'm like trying to recreate like some of the slides. So one of the slides that was missing, going back, when we're talking about challenges and how they can be turned into opportunities, this reminds me of 9/11. So back, 2000? Was it 2000? 2001. So I was working in corporate marketing and had a job, was working there, employed. And then I got pregnant, and my boss said that I could work from home after our baby was born. And so I was working from home, and it was awesome. It was like, the best of both worlds. I get to be home with him. It's super flexible. Yeah, I can contribute economically, and I can, use my education in this way. It was perfect. And then 9/11 hit. What happened? Well, I got laid off. The problem was Dick Ray, my husband, was a student finishing up his degree, and we were in the process of building a house. So we were living with my aunt in one bedroom with our newborn, and we were hoping to get out of that place because, we're building this house, and I was the one providing that income to do it, and it was gone, just like that, gone, right? And so here was this challenge, and the thing with that is that challenge ended up being the best thing in our lives. Not initially. It was like a challenge trying to figure out, well, how are we going to do this, right? And I taking odd jobs here and doing coupons and then teaching marketing classes at college at night and just doing all these random things to get by. But what happened is it opened up me to the possibility of becoming an entrepreneur. And I ended up starting my own business where I bought scrapbook stores that were going out of business and I sold them online. Created a tremendous income. But I was self-employed. I was doing all the work. And that's where a lot of my health challenges came because of the stress and the things that I wasn't doing, taking care of my health. But it became that opportunity. And so I want you to recognize we're in a place where you have a great opportunity, where people are looking for natural ways to take care of their health. And we have a system in place through doTERRA where everything's taken care of, basically, right? That they've created this online where people can buy direct. They provide the oils and all that. So how would you get paid? Whether you're just trying to make a little extra income or sky's the limit. So the biggest one that I like people to focus on is this team bonus. And this is where you are creating a team. And think about pandemic, lack of connection, how awesome it is being in doTERRA because we are connected. No matter what, we have family all around the world. I have you people, we hop on Zooms, we've been connected, not feeling a lack of connection. Maybe a lack of hugs, but we have 6 kids, so you kind of get some hugs there. So this team bonus allows you to create, in this structure where you have 3 team members, you can earn a $50 bonus every single month just for having this certain structure in place. I'm not going into all the details of it. If your 3 team members also have 3 team members, you get a $250 bonus every single month. At that point, your essential oils are paid for. That's like free healthcare. That's awesome. And then if your 3 have 3 and those 3 have 3 on that 3rd level down there, you get $1,500 every single month. For most people, that's quite a big deal. That's paying off debt. That's paying a mortgage. That's paying that car payment. That's education. That's a lot of things. And you have to think of this as residual income. So that's not, I'm going out and working for my, however many hours to earn $1,500 every single month. That's residual. So you're doing the work, you create the structure, and you get paid every single month. I don't know if Dick Ray remembers how much because he's at a basketball game, but you have to have a pretty good chunk of money invested at 6% to receive even $50 a month. I know our regular bank accounts aren't earning anything, right? To be earning $1,500 a month residual, that's a big deal. So that's where we like people to focus, is be able to create that. The second one is where you can get what's called a fast start bonus. So when people enroll with you, they buy oils through you, they get their own account, doTERRA will pay you 20%. So it's kind of like a referral fee. If you referred someone, you're getting that. They're buying direct through doTERRA, but you're getting a referral for helping them, right? So it's not like we're making money off of them. We are providing value, and we are getting value in return. We're getting that money back in return, which is just an energetic exchange. They're putting in energy to earn their money, and then we are receiving that energy back, right? Because we put in energy, because we were helping and supporting them. So you would get 20%. Whoever enrolled you receives 10%, and whoever enrolled them receives 5% every time that there's that purchase for the first 2 months. I'm not going to go into total details on this, but just know that that is awesome. And then the third one I'm going to touch on lightly is called your unilevel bonus. And this for us has become more in a month than we earned in a year. And what this consists of is as you are sharing essential oils and helping people to use them, and they end up sharing with people, and it kind of trickles out, that every single month, the people who are on your team, you'll earn just a small percentage of their purchase. doTERRA sets that aside. Instead of paying a marketing department for going out and doing all their marketing, they're paying you because you're going to take care of your friends. You're going to take care of your family. You're going to be true and authentic and honest with them, right? And supporting them. And so they are setting that aside to pay you, and which allows you to do more of that. So depending on what level those people are on, you'll earn just a different percentage. And what's nice about how doTERRA sets their compensation plan is that top level, you're earning a smaller percent. So at first, it doesn't seem like it's much. But as it trickles out, that ripple effect that goes out into the world, that you will have a lot of people on those 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th levels, right? That you're going to be earning a larger percentage on. So to give you an idea of how it makes a difference is I've compared different network marketing companies and on their different levels, like their ranks that they have comparable to doTERRA. So like the top rank would be Presidential Diamond for us, the lower rank, Silver rank on that 6th level. Because of how doTERRA sets up their compensation plan, you can see that people make far more through doTERRA's compensation plan than they do through It Works, Nerium, Isogenics, Rodan and Fields, and Plexus, and you can go and compare others, right? And what's really nice is that it's hitting all of those trends, that people are looking for natural ways to take care of their health. They're wanting to buy direct. They're wanting to buy online. You know, these trends, doTERRA is addressing those naturally. And this company, was set up, 12, 13 years ago. They weren't thinking of these trends. They were just like thinking of what can we do to help provide these oils to the world. Okay, so another thing that comes is the community. So we talk about some of the challenges of pandemic and other things is isolation, lack of connection, and even before that, people were experiencing that. Oftentimes you might feel alone in your job, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, you just feel alone. That this has been probably one of the most valuable things for me in doTERRA is that I have a community, that I have support, that I have friends, that I have people to go through these things with, whether they're hard times or they're good times. I get to cheer on people, I get to mentor people, I get to be mentored. And so it's just been a great community, a new family that's been created. And here's what our lives look like now. So being in a place where I was struggling with my health to a place where having health freedom. And not saying that challenges don't come up, because like right now I'm dealing with a foot thing. But I also know that there is always a solution out there. And so our lives look so much different, that it's not dictated by a job, by somebody else's hours, by building somebody else's dreams, that we're able to travel, that we're able to give our kids experiences. We went to New Zealand. That's where my husband served his mission. Being able to take our whole family, 8 people, that's pretty expensive. We wouldn't have been able to do that before. Being able to go to Guatemala and do some humanitarian service and have that be a life-changing event for our family, for our kids. And having the health to go run a marathon during this pandemic, that was awesome. Be able to mentor our kids to thrive and to be successful in their own lives. And just, it's been 2 major events in my life. 1, getting laid off, right, which led into entrepreneurship. 2, having those health challenges and having that experience with an oil in the middle of a hayfield. That the possibilities just really opened up from those things, from those challenges, brought great possibilities. And if you remember, I mentioned Jessica, right, where she had been a mom struggling with her health, some health challenges and hating her job, that as she saw the possibilities with doTERRA, her life has changed. Her family's life has changed to where she's been able to hit that top rank in doTERRA, Presidential Diamond. She's been able to create a great community of individuals who are also helping people across the globe. They've been able to travel, spend time with her kids, and just have that more time freedom than being tied to the job that she had before. And even one of her daughters is like the youngest professional soccer player in the world. having the time to be able to mentor and having the financial resources to support in that way. Like the possibilities are out there if we want to grab them, if we want to go for them. They really are out there. So next steps I'm going to give to you. So how can you join this community? Now, depending on who you are, so some of you are already members of doTERRA. So if you are already a customer, that this is your next step is if you're wanting to create an additional income, whether that's sharing and earning a little extra, or if you're wanting to do more, you will need to upgrade to a wellness advocate account. Now, I'd reach out to your mentor to know how to do that. It's free. It's just something you do in your back office to upgrade your account so that you can earn income. And then also you need to have 100 PV, that's product value, loyalty rewards order in order to qualify for commissions. And we'll talk more about that, and also the mentoring that we have for you. So for those who are guests, so you aren't a member of doTERRA yet, the first thing you'd want to do is to enroll and then also set up that loyalty rewards program order. You will want to grab a kit. You will 100% want to start with a kit. I remember getting my first kit. We were driving from Duchesne, Utah, small town Utah. We were moving to California. We drove in through Orem, Utah to pick up this kit from doTERRA. And I knew it was going to change our lives. I didn't know how. I didn't know how to use all the oils, but I had the hope that this was going to help change the trajectory of our family and my health and so many other things. So I purchased what was called the Premier kit, but it's in the Natural Solutions kit now. I just went all in and got the biggest kit, but there are different sizes of kits. So make sure you reach out to the person who invited you and they can help you to pick out whichever kit is the best one for you. I say just go with the biggest one that you can afford that's going to fulfill the needs within your family. And then if you're thinking business-wise, to be able to share and help other people. Okay, so for those who are thinking about, or you already know you want to move forward in some way, we have what's called the Begin program. And this is an opportunity to receive mentoring and guidance. We have 2 phases. The first phase of the Begin program is where you are learning how to share essential oils and not be some weird MLM person, right? Or some weird oil person, just to naturally and authentically know how to share with other people. And then also, so for the first 2 weeks of the program, you will just be learning things. And then the 3rd week, you'll be inviting people to a 7-day experience where I will be sending out, DeGray and I will be sending out samples to your friends and family to try essential oils. So that's the 4-week. I will switch over to let me stop sharing and switch to a different screen to explain this a little bit more. And I think I closed all my screens. Now, if you're not familiar with how expensive it can be to learn the skills to become an entrepreneur, let me tell you about it. So I spent thousands of dollars in my undergrad to get a business degree, thousands of dollars getting an MBA. And then I also went and got my health certified health certificate as a health coach, right? So spent time and money on that. I also spent time and money on what's called B School, which is like online business school to learn how to build and grow things online. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And what is exciting about this is that this mentoring for you is free. That if you're wanting to jump in, create an extra income for you, your family, whether that's just a little bit extra revenue source or you're wanting that multiple 6-figure, 7-figure income, just know that that's possible, like whatever it is for you. So this Begin program, what it entails is you will be learning the basics. So for what we would plan for 4 weeks, and it starts February 15th, 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and you can catch up on the weekends. So this is conducive to anybody who works full-time, anybody who has kids. I started and grew my business through having kid number 5 and kid number 6, right? Was able to grow that to a 6-figure income with that craziness going on. So I know you can do this. If I can do it, you can do this. So that's what it takes. The commitment is 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, catch up on the weekends. You're going to be learning how to confidently help your family, friends, people to enroll and use oils successfully. You will also be set up in an accountability group. So there'll be 2 or 3 of you put in a group where you're just gonna be held accountable, be able to check in with each other, like, hey, did you get that assignment done? Because for the time, you'll be listening to the training, and then there's an assignment. So each day there's an assignment given to listen and then do something. And so that's what takes 45 minutes. And so your accountability group is, hey, did you do that? How did it go? We also have a Facebook group that you will come in together, and we have live Q&A that we will help mentor you and guide you if you have questions about anything, right? Like, who does that? It usually costs money. So we're going to be doing that for you. Also, you will be getting what's called a begin box. So in this box, you will be getting basically the manual, right? Like all the stuff right in here. This is like magic for growing your business. You will be getting sample bottles. They'll be empty, but you'll be getting the sample bottles, vials. You'll be getting the cap stickers to put on them so that you can share samples with people. Hey, try this out for this or that. You'll be getting a package of guides so that people will know how to use them and be able to look up different things. You'll be receiving oils in there to sample. And the box will cost $25, but you'll receive is about $75 worth of stuff within that. And Dick Ray and I are paying for that. We are investing in you. If you're willing to invest in you with the time and energy that's going to be putting into your business and personal development, that we want to invest in you. And then through the program, you will have the opportunity of earning the commissions, right? And so this will be limited in the amount of people that we can have in this program. And so it would be best to apply early. We will be doing this event 2 more times. And then the Begin program starts on February 15th. And it will go for 4 weeks is the first phase. So the first phase is kind of like trying on the clothes, see if it fits, see if this is for you. And then if you're like, I stinking love this. This is awesome. Like, I want to continue to grow my business and grow and just impact lives. Then we have a phase 2. That's another 4 weeks where we continue to mentor you in additional business skills and mindset skills and things that you'll need to know to successfully grow your business. Okay, let me go back one more time, and then we're going to close this up and answer any questions that you have. See where I'm at here. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, so I think it's going back to your reflection, like, what is it do you want, right? What do you want in life? And if you continue doing what you're doing right now, will you get to where you want to be in 5 years, right? For most people, life usually will look about the same in 5 years unless you do something different. And so this is your opportunity to do something different if you're serious about creating those changes that you just kind of listed there when we were doing the reflection. And this is with the Begin program, this is your beginning of this journey. And just wanted to let you know that helping individuals and families build impactful business is what we do. Empowering them with financial freedom and flexibility to create their greatest possibilities is really who we are. So I want to open this up to any questions that you may have. I know on here we have those who would be mentoring and then those who might be participating in the Begin program. Let's see, in the chat. You're welcome to either unmute or post in the chat if you have any questions at all, and then specifically if you have any questions about the Begin program. How do we sign up? So you would go to, and I wish I had a different URL, but it is my name, staceypaulson.com/begin, and you will find the application. You'll click on apply, and then you'll fill out the form. It will just ask you information about yourself, about who referred you, and that will be your application form. We will go through all those applications and we will let you know whether you are accepted or not into the program. We are investing in you with this, because yes, in the begin box, but also the time we're investing in you, we're taking our time to mentor and to guide and to help you be successful. We are also providing the essential oils to sample for your friends for that 7-day experience. Also, if you find people who want to host a class, we are offering a free diffuser to that host for any people who are participating in the begin program. So we are literally investing thousands of dollars into you. And so we do want those who are serious, and whether that's you're wanting to create just a little extra income or you're wanting to create more, we want people who can commit to that 45 minutes a day. Catch up on the weekends if you're super busy during the week. Okay, any other questions? Should folks who have been building... Okay, so who this is for, if you are in doTERRA and you're a wellness advocate and you've gone through some of the mentoring, so we have like daily mentor calls, we have some business trainings. If you have been through that, some of you have been through the 3-week business training that we have done in the past. If you've been through that, this is not for you. This is an opportunity for you to invite others to participate, right? This is a time for you to invite people. Maybe you'll get this recording that you pass on this recording to them, or you invite them to attend the next business overview that we have next Wednesday. Invite them to come and participate. So this will be a way for you then to mentor new people within your organization. Now, if you are new, like maybe you are a new wellness advocate, you don't have much training behind you, or you're a customer and you're like, hey, I want to just try this, right? Like, I see the possibilities, let me give this a try, or like, I'm all in, or you aren't even enrolled with doTERRA and you're like, I'm all in, then apply. That this is for you and we will help you to be successful. And with that being said, I had a lapse in my memory and I can't remember what I was going to say. So, yeah, so Faye and Joel, I just wanted you to take a second and share. You might have something else to share, but just kind of share what you've gained from doTERRA. You've been doing this for a little while, so what have you gained from this?
Yeah. Want me to go first?
Sure.
Oh, okay. One of the big things is time flexibility, right? We have a 2-year-old grandson, and so we're able to spend time with them once or twice a week, usually every Monday, sometimes on Fridays. Wouldn't have been able to do that before, right?
Because you were teaching.
And actually I've been able to retire from teaching college because of doTERRA.
Yay.
Yes, Joel was very happy about it. And more money than I was making teaching, but I still get to teach. For me, gosh, what I've gained is, satisfaction of helping people up level their life, whether it was, health, emotional health, financial health, really just that natural lifestyle and helping create sense of stability and security in other people. So it means a lot to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I remember, so my mom worked at a bank until she finally retired and remembered that she didn't have the flexibility to be there for our kids, right? We really had to schedule her vacation to be with our kids, which, what a blessing that, you have that time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to being able to travel and take him places, because we can go and not have to worry about, what day of the week it is.
Right.
So it's huge that way.
Right, and we can do this anywhere. So that's the nice thing is flexibility to still be able to travel and build your business. So it's not like either or. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Yep. And just to say something about the oils, it's rare that you actually get to benefit from something that you're doing business-wise.
Yeah.
And I really don't know where we'd be or where I'd be without the oils. So I just got to give one more shout out to doTERRA for providing the best product that actually works and that keeps us going. And then on top of that, the best business. And we've seen a lot. So we just can't be grateful enough for that.
Yeah. I love that. I love that you bring that up because, being in business, that's my realm, is that often it's been things that I don't consume myself, or I'm just not the market, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
And then also having that business be what I like to call a win-win-win situation. Like, how often do you get to do something where you're benefiting from it by helping others who are benefiting from it, but knowing how the product is gotten is benefiting those people.
Right.
So it's like everyone involved is benefiting.
Right.
And for us, our whole thing has always been helping people improve their health and also improving the health of the environment. And this is doing that.
It is. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. Okay, are there any questions from anyone? Here's the funny thing. I didn't click record.
That's okay.
That's okay, right?
Yeah, do it next Wednesday. And that was my question. But the next two are going to be live, right?
Yes. Yeah. Next two will be live, and for sure, somebody will remind me to post or hit record.
Right.
Or you'll have to do a mock one just to record it.
Right?
I have people waiting for the recording.
Okay, fine. It will be shorter then too, because I get faster.
Well, I'll be on it to pretend there's an audience.
We'll talk to each other. Awesome. Okay. Well, any questions? Nothing. You can reach out to your mentor, but definitely get applying. One thing I didn't mention is that was the thing that kind of came back. That if you're wanting to do this, and it's always better to do it with someone or some people, that the begin box, if you are joining this and you have 3 other people with you, which just makes it more fun anyway, that your box is free. So just be aware of that.
Is there no $25 if you've got 3 other people?
Yeah. Yes. Which would be really fun.
Or doing the begin program.
Yeah. So if you're doing the begin program and you have 3 other people that want to participate with you, your box is free.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Stace.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's been fun hanging with you. Love seeing your faces, and maybe I'll see some of you back next week.
Everybody come back next week so we can do it again.
Yeah.
And bring some people, right?
Yeah, that's right. If you're thinking of doing this, invite some others to come. Like, just take a look. It's not committing to doing it. All it is taking a look. Could this be something that could work for you? And even the begin program, that first phase really is just, my analogy is like, sometimes you go into the store and you see up on the mannequin this beautiful like outfit and you think, that's awesome. And then you go and you pick it off the rack and you go try it on. And it's one of 3 things. One is a hard pass, like, that is terrible on me. Fits like, no way, not getting that, right? The second might be, well, it fits good enough. Like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to wear it once in a while. And then the third is like, that is an awesome fit. I could live in this. This is perfect. Makes me look so good. I'm so confident in it. So that first part of the begin program allows you to try it on, right? Let's see what kind of fit it is for you. And you might discover, like, it's a hard pass. This is not for me. Or this is, like, good enough. Like, I want to continue, but I know it's not, like, my calling, but it's good enough. And then others are like, holy cow, this is such a good fit. I love it, right? And so that's what it will give people the opportunity to do.